Hi, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Meg, and this is Ger Can Get It. This week, we discuss whether we all find violence liberating. In a sexual manner. I don't know if that's clear.
If they gave awards for makeouts on screen or stage, this guy would get a lifetime achievement. He'll find any excuse to get right to sucking face. You honestly wouldn't believe it. Dissecting each and every kiss with tongue. There's only one conclusion to come to. It's that Ger can get it. Ger can get it.
I just find that there's something attractive about you in a mystical. Your face has a mystical. The guy looks like he just looks like a slab of beef. Like
Yeah.
he looks like a side of beef, and she's like, I just find you very attractive.
You have a mystical beauty to your face, and then he pulls out his teeth. This movie has everything, Rachel. Okay, so this week we are discussing season 4, episode 1 of On the Record, which was a TV series of mini movies where there'd be like 4 episodes per series. So really it's episode number 16. But it's if you put them into seasons per year, it's season 4, episode 1, Cementhead. And like the amount of work it took me to figure out that Cementhead was an episode of For the Record. That's like 6 months of me going, what? There's no TV show called Cementhead. What's the show For the Record? Like, it's really dumb. It's really, anyways. So it's the kind of show that you can find. It's another one of the classic Ger shows where you can find evidence that it exists on Wikipedia and then no clips or videos or descriptions pretty much anywhere else.
Another YouTube thing that I need to catch up
pretty
with
much,
uploading. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Thank you for picking up what I'm putting down. Yes. So, so my understanding from Wikipedia is that this was meant to be another one of those anthology shows where every episode like tackles like a hard-hitting social issue, because that was kind of what we were doing, I guess, in Canada in the 70s. Like every show, they were like, it has to have a point. And I kind of like it. I kind of like it's so sweet. It's like they tried. They really tried.
Yeah.
It's not that this wasn't like weird, like the A for effort, but like question mark for execution. But they tried, and I appreciate it. So in this episode, poor Ger is still going as Gary Davies.
Aww.
And he's playing Joey. And he's in it for about 35 seconds. But even, I mean, don't turn off the podcast, listeners, because it's a quality 35 seconds. And I still liked it. And there'll be another famous face that you guys might recognize, a young Mr. Martin Short. Yes. A young Mr. Martin Short is in this, and he plays a character called Weepy. So if you've ever been like, I like Martin Short, but like, could he cry and throw up a little more? Have I got the program for you?
Yeah. And also quit hockey to everyone's dismay and continual disappointment.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, he was Martin Short, so he was obviously the greatest hockey player of his generation, who then gave that up to fly off into the distance, literally in a plane he built himself in a field in Sudbury. This, like, it starts off hard hitting, and then they're like, what if Martin Short just flies away?
It was giving Radio Flyer. Do you remember that movie?
I haven't seen that movie.
Oh, okay. Have you heard of that movie? It's got extremely young, I think it's extremely young Elijah Wood. I'm probably wrong, but I think it's a really young Elijah Wood. And he has a younger brother. And every time his dad gets drunk, his younger brother gets beat up. And so they turn their Radio Flyer wagon into a plane. And he helps him fly away so that he'll never get hurt again.
That is how the ending of this felt to me. It felt very much like what you're describing, or the ending of Grease, where all of a sudden characters fly away, and I'm like, you're really flying, right? Like, this is like a metaphorical.
Yeah. You're fleeing quickly.
Yeah. I'm assuming that like 2 seconds after the movie ends, Martin Short's plane just falls out of the sky because he's not a pilot. Nothing is ever said that he knows how to fly a plane. He built this in his fucking backyard.
He
He's
doesn't
not
even know
Ken
how
Farr.
to turn it on. There's a point he
No.
gets it and he's like, okay, the ignition is okay, and go. Yes, it is a young Elijah Wood. Yes, it's a tear your heart out and then hand it to you and then crush it in front of your face
Oh, cool.
movie. So like, don't like watch it if you want to. Like if you need to cry and you can't get it out, that's a good one. But otherwise, maybe like I don't know, just read a synopsis. I mean, it's really good, but it's good in like a kind of way.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, sometimes you need catharsis. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that's why I had a really good time at the Stratford Festival this past year, but every single play was like, you need catharsis. And I'm like, I've had enough. I've had so much catharsis. I can't cathart anymore.
Please stop catharting me.
My heart's beating funny now. Thank you. Thank you for thinking of me, but it hurts in my chest now. I feel like that's what this episode wanted to be. Do you know what I mean? Like it was like we're going to hit all the emotional high points, but it's 1979, so the way they hit everything is like not
left to
quite.
center.
A little left center. Yeah.
A little left to center.
Speaking of which, if hearing a lot of outdated gay slurs is not your thing, you may want to skip the first 5 minutes or so of this because it's coming quick. It's coming hot and heavy.
Oh,
This does feel like if you were like, I really enjoyed Heated Rivalry, but what if instead of these two young hot actors, what if young Martin Short and a guy in a boat who looks 45 but apparently is played by a 28-year-old man
who's playing a teenager, like an older teen, young 20s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if I could get Heated Rivalry and they all like use like the slang, a lot of inappropriate slang swear words for gay people, and Martin Short and a naked guy in a boat. Like what? Like it? Can I have that? Yes, you can. And it's Cementhead.
For like 5 minutes. Although I was left feeling, oh God, Martin Short is older than the other guy. He's a year older than him. He'd have been 29.
Yeah.
He does not look 29 in this.
Have we ever discussed my theory about Martin Short?
No. Go ahead.
Okay. So my theory, and I refuse to be proven incorrect, and I will listen to no facts. My theory is that Martin Short is actually some kind of fairy king, some kind of goblin creature.
Okay.
From mythology, where he's not really one of us, but he was like, what if I think would be a hilarious jape? And he just like came, like crawled out of the hollow in a tree. And he just came among us and was like, I bet I could be a really good actor. And then he was. And he's like, what if I could be what if I were a comedian and a beloved celebrity? Like he just kept like doing all the things to be beloved. And I think maybe the love of human people keeps him warm and like, I don't know, protects his fairy kingdom from crumbling into dust. I think it's one of those.
That's fair.
And that's why he has aged, obviously. Like he's in his 70s, his late 70s now. He was in his 20s when we saw Cementhead. He obviously looks older now, but he doesn't look older the way a human man ages. He looks like a baby with wrinkles. Like he looks like a young person that you just hilariously like draped a flap of skin on top of and went, you're old. It's delicious.
He looks like Martin Short in old makeup.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, like he's filming a movie and they put him in old makeup. Yeah.
I have seen pictures of it. So I never actually watched that sequel to the Santa Claus where he's Jack Frost because I'm an adult person. But I've seen the photos of it. Have you seen the photos of him as Jack Frost?
Yes, I think so.
So he's got the little pointy like elf ears and he's got the spiky hair. And I think they added like a gel or something to make it look like Frost was on the tips of his hair. And that is kind of what I think he looks like without makeup on. Like I think he pulls off his little like round ear caps and he actually has little pointy elf ears.
Okay.
Yeah. And I refuse, like, I don't care if he has a birth certificate. This is not birtherism. I just know that he came out of a hole in a tree and that there are people who live there who are smaller than him for whom he is their king. Like, I know that's, and he's just here among us because it amuses him so.
Yeah, he's on hiatus. It's fine.
Yes. Yeah. One day when he has reached 100 adult man years, he will just disappear. He will just disappear back to his kingdom. He won't have died. He can't die. He does not die unless like a white oak sprig pierces his heart under a full moon or whatever. I think those are the rules for Martin Short. And only Steve Martin is privy to his secrets. Like I think they probably have some kind of a blood sharing pact or whatever that's kept them both relatively spry and young.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works. Yeah. That is.
Yeah, I have no notes. I think
that is my scientific theory on Martin Short.
Yeah.
And total aside, but there's this woman on Instagram, and I think she's a professional illustrator. Like she's done like children's books and things. And she also loves Martin Short, like with her whole heart. So obviously, like I love her with my whole heart.
Mm-hmm.
And she draws all these little like, I don't even know how to describe, like, you know, when like if someone is drawing somebody like as they move, sort of live action, and you get kind of like really fluid lines and not a lot of detail, but like you get like a real sense of character from just like showing how a person moves. So she's done this. She's done all these drawings of Martin Short, and I've bought a little booklet that she made of them. And like if she makes prints, I will wallpaper all of my walls with them, because that is how much I love Little Goblin King Martin Short. I don't understand it. Like I understand why I love Ger. I understand that. I don't know what Martin Short. I don't understand, because I feel like sometimes when he does comedy, it's almost off-putting. And yet I love him no less. I love that he's some kind of ethereal, he's not of us. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I get it.
Like, yeah, it's like putting a tiger in pants. It's not the same way that a human person in pants would act, but you like a tiger in pants. You're like, oh, that's different. I've never seen that before.
I mean, as an American, I believe if I believe something hard enough, it becomes a fact. And everyone else must also believe it.
Right. No, I am manifesting that Martin Short is a fairy goblin king. And that's how that works.
Okay.
Which also, doesn't that make sense that he would land Meryl Streep as like a girlfriend? Like he would just wake up one day and be like, you know what? America's greatest actress. I shall have her. And then he did.
It's the embodiment of women don't see men the way men think women see men. Like men do all of this stuff to be buff, which is fine. But like female gaze is like, could you wear slutty little glasses and a chunky knit sweater? Because
oh
my God. Oh, I will have palpitations. Like you do realize we just like Martin Short is hot, but like Martin Short hot, because he's like funny and talented, and you know he's probably really fun to hang out with.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And I need nothing else from him. Like I don't need him to be buff. Like to enjoy his presence would be incredibly hot.
I feel bad. So you and I think are slightly too old for the Selena Gomez music, and wasn't she on Disney Channel? I feel like she, like when she rose to fame and popularity, we were already maybe like slightly outside the target audience.
Yeah, I definitely predate almost all Disney Channel bullshit.
Yeah. It's kind of like I'm aware of her sort of, and I've seen her makeup, and I think I've bought something and it was like fine, but like I don't really know her from what she was famous for before she gets on Only Murders in the Building. So I feel bad if I ever saw her. I'm sure she is a valuable person in her own right, and she has, many things to say. And I know that she has that documentary about, I want to say bipolar disorder, and I do want to watch that. I think that would be very valuable, like helpful, educational to watch. I think it's helpful to grow people's empathy, to see other people like admit when they're struggling. But all that aside, I think my first question would be, what's Martin Short like? Is he cool? Like, are you guys bros? Do you like hang out? I heard he came to your wedding. Was that fun? I don't care if it's your husband. I don't even know. But like, was Martin Short nice at your wedding? Did he give you a good gift? Like, I want to know what it's like to be in a room with Martin Short where he's not like giving you a full Martin Short, where he's just like hanging out and being a guy. I don't know.
I get it.
Yeah, you get it. And the woman who does all the pictures, which I want everyone to go and look her up because I love her so much. Her name also happens to be Rachel, and her name is Rachel Elliott, but I only know her through Instagram. So the Instagram account is at OKIE_ELLIOTT. And you'll know it's the right account because the picture is a lady with short hair and like a teal shirt kind of looking off into the distance. I imagine she's thinking about Martin Short, as we both all are at all times. But her Martin Short drawings, I'm showing you now, they make me so happy. Wait, can I, wait, oh, you can't see because the light. No, the light. Light
The
is my
light.
enemy. There he is.
Oh,
There.
oh,
Look at him.
yes.
Look at him. Look at him dance. Look at him dance. I love him. She just captures his little pixie magic. I just love him so much. Like, I can't. Anyways, this is not a Martin Short fan cast. Maybe the next season. But anyways. So Oki Elliott is her Instagram account. I think everyone should go and give her love and just look at her Martin Short drawings because they bring me so much joy. But anyways, Ger is in this also, I guess. So I guess we should maybe talk about Cementhead, which you and I both looked up what Cementhead was because we had never heard of it as an insult. Yeah. And it sounds like it's an insult for both a really dumb person and a hockey enforcer, which, I mean, you know, like it works for this because the characters are like, I'm not dumb. I'm better than this. I'm better than this crappy town. It's one of those. It's like,
yeah,
I need to escape where I live. So this whole episode is set in Sudbury, Ontario. And all I really know about Sudbury is they're famous for having a giant nickel. That's like their tourist trap. Their like highway trap. They have a big giant nickel that you can stand next to and be like, aha, nickel.
Sweet.
And yeah, and I think they have the nickel because it's a mining town. I think they actually mine for nickel in the town of Sudbury. So it's one of those like you work in the mine or you leave town kind of towns, or at least that's how it was 30, 40 years ago. People who live in Sudbury, write us and tell us how cool it is. But 40 years ago, it sounds like it was a dump that you wanted to leave. So that's where we start. Our main character is Timmy, the Bear Bernier. And when you and I watched it, we both thought he was in his 40s. He is apparently played by a 28-year-old man.
Yeah.
It's a hard 28. In 1979, it was a hard 28. Yes. I thought he was the assistant coach. I was like, oh, is he coaching all these kids in the hockey team? But it turns out he also is a hockey player that we never see play hockey, I don't think.
You see him like practicing, hitting pucks into the goal.
Yeah, no, I remember during the practice, I just like during the game, it like he seemed like he was on the bench next to the coach who's wearing the like insane plaid suit.
Yeah, I don't know that we ever see him like play.
It's very weird. Like his whole, so I don't really know what his position is supposed to be. They say Cementhead, so maybe he's meant to be an enforcer. I mean, we do see him practice and kick the crap out of somebody at one point. So like maybe.
And it kind of feels like what we do in the Shadows where the one guy's 16. He's like, I was 16. And he's like, it was harder to be a 16-year-old.
Oh, yes. Jermaine Clement's character.
Yes.
Yeah. It feels exactly like that.
The vibe. Yeah. He's something where he fights because remember they're going to give him boxing lessons when he gets like drafted.
Yeah.
And he's like, but I don't want to fight. Like I want to be a hockey player. And they're like, yeah, you're the spectacle.
You're the hockey player who fights.
Like you got to fight. Right. And he's like, I don't want to. Like it's like a weird. It's almost the same plot from our last hockey one, except inverted. So it's not like the hockey player at the end of his career being like, I don't want you to go through what I went through. It's the guy at the beginning being like, is this what I really want to do?
Yeah.
Like, but my alternatives are fucking terrible. So like I'm either on track to be in like the NHL and I'm gonna make $100,000 a year. That was like, you could be making $100,000 a year in a couple of years. I was like, ooh, $100,000 a year, or you can stay here and be in the mine, but they're like laying people off.
Yeah.
In fact, Ger plays his laid off brother.
The brother-in-law. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does feel like when we take those two episodes together, the two hockey episodes, it does kind of feel like hockey is the only way out and it's a terrible way out and it sucks. Like it's either hockey or nothing, and the nothing and the hockey are both awful. Like which poison pill do you want to swallow? It is kind of depressing because at least in the other program in what was the other one called? I don't remember now. What was the name of the other hockey program? Oh my God. I don't know what I watch here.
I remember that he hit his face on a doorknob. Like I've got that. He broke into an unlocked cabinet by breaking the window.
Yeah. I remember him going, but don't with his face.
So long. And it was part of like a TV show where the guy was a detective, but we never actually saw him.
Side Street? Was it Side Street?
It might be Side Street. That sounds right.
Yeah, it was Side Street.
Yeah.
So, like, at least on Side Street, the hockey part, I mean, he does say that like hockey like ruined his body and it hurt him. But it seemed like I don't know, like it brought fame and joy to him and like money to his family, and like there was like it was hard to leave because of all the positive aspects. And here I never really get the impression that hockey is a fun thing or an enjoyable thing. It feels like it's a necessary thing. Like I have two straws to grasp at: mining, which is not stable, or hockey, which is stable until my legs fall off.
Yeah. Or my teeth fall out.
It's I feel like it's something that like it's an interesting inversion of the like stability trope. Do you know what I mean? At least with my parents growing up, or like for the way my parents were with me growing up, was like, you need to have a stable job. Like, don't have dreams. Like, dreams lead to not stable jobs. So like, even if I'd had the skill and I wasn't afraid of public speaking to the point of vomiting, like, and if I'd been like, I want to be an actress, they would have been like, no, that's not happening. No, because like that's not a stable job. You'll never have stability. But in reality, the stable jobs are also not stable. Even in the 70s, you have a stable job in the mine. You think like Sudbury is built on top of like a great big hole full of nickel. Apparently, you just got to dig it out. And even in the 70s, when there's like, you know, they're still mining now. So like even in the 70s where you've got the mine like up and running, that job is still not a stable job for you. Right. And cut to now, like there are lots of people who did not follow their dreams and they went with the job in the mine or the job in the factory, or I don't know, to pull something out of the air. They went to law school, you know, and like, that's not a predictor of a stable. That's not a guarantee of any kind of stability. You can be laid off tomorrow. You might not be able to find another job. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think they don't even go into it at all in this really, but I like the idea that like, on the one hand, you have the athlete job, which traditionally would have been depicted as like the less stable one, like the more frivolous one, versus the job in the mine where you're working really hard and busting your back and busting your balls and you're in the dark and you have to wear a hard hat. Like it's a miserable, tough job. And the option that is more stable for you is the fun, silly job and not the hard job where you're in the mine. I just thought it was like, it's interesting. And I feel like I never got any of that messaging before, let's say now, when it would have been helpful.
It kind of feels like modeling, like in the US for women, where it's like, oh, you could model. If you have any, like if you're even remotely model like, oh, you could model.
We'll get you out of poverty this way.
That's a way to make a lot of money. We'll just take some pictures and you can be a model. It's like, well, you could be a hockey player. We'll just do the hockey and then the hockey will pay you the money. Or now the influencer.
Yes.
Post content and be an influencer. That's how you're going to make your money.
Use your youth and use your beauty and use your body while you have them, because tomorrow they're going to go away.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just interesting to have that inversion where it's the parents who are going, I don't want you to have the tough job in the mine. I want you to go for the hockey. Like, I feel like normally it would be, I don't want you to have the tough job in the mine. Go to university, go to college, go to like get the plumber's certificate, like make more for yourself that way, but like also in another traditionally stable job. I just thought it was interesting that they were like, no, go to a hockey camp, become a celebrity. It's like, it was just an interesting inversion, but
yeah.
So we have Timmy, the 28-year-old. He is on a minor league hockey team. And the only other character who's on the team that we care about is the goalie. And who's the goalie? What? It's Weepy, a.k.a. Martin Short. So all of them, I mean, the reason that you're on the minor league hockey team is you want to get to the NHL. And for reasons that I don't really understand, and maybe it's just the stress, Martin Short's character Weepy is like, I quit. I just fucking quit. I don't want to do this anymore. He leaves like in the middle of a game wearing still his entire hockey uniform and his skates. He just like waddles out there in his full-on like goalie hockey pads. A bunch of drunk guys are like yelling at him and trying to chase him. He waddles onto the team bus. He parks himself and he's like, I'm done. I'm done forever. I'm never going to do this again. And he never really like announces any, like, I feel like I didn't get any kind of a reason from him.
No, they ask him. Bear asks him when they're hanging out in the boat. And he goes, do you remember that teacher who said, you can hold it for me all you want, but you can't make me pee? And the guy's like, what do you mean? And he goes, oh, just what I was thinking about.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's true. He does kind of give the impression that I'm tired of being told what to do and when to do it and what I can do and what I can't do. And I'm just giving it all up. Like, I don't want to be told what to do anymore, which is like, great. But also that's fucking life. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, life is everyone around you telling you what to do until you die.
We do open on that very intense scene where for some reason they're all laying on the floor in the locker room eating oranges. Did you notice that they all have orange peels around their faces?
No, yes. I just saw them all lying there like corpses, and I was like, well, this is an interesting start to the movie.
And the coach is like walking up and down, and this is when we get a lot of the real heavy-handed like gay shaming, I guess, that happens at the very beginning, where he's like, do you guys want to fight them or do you want to fuck them? Is basically what he's saying to them. And he's
both.
He's like, do you know how I know that we didn't do a good job or we're not doing a good job? It's because I'm not covered in spit, because nobody spit on me when I was walking in here. And he's like, if nobody's spitting on you, they're not respecting you. And I was waiting for him to start spitting on all of them. And I was like, where is this going? And then he steps on the bear. He steps on our main character. And he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How come you're dancing with that ballerina out there? And that's when Martin Short gets up and runs to the bathroom and is throwing up.
Yeah.
And I think it's like it's too much. Like the shame tactic is too much for him. Like I don't think it's necessarily he doesn't want to get told what to do for hockey, but like being told to lay on the floor and then having someone stomp on you. And then he goes out and the first thing that happens is a huge fight breaks out.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck it. I'm out. And he just leaves. Yeah.
It is interesting that he never, and like maybe that's the sign of like a more sophisticated filmmaking, that he doesn't like pause and verbally announce, here is the reason behind why I'm doing it. It's just you get to watch him, you get to watch what he's going through, you get to watch his reactions, and then you see him like mentally make the like, nope, I'm done now.
Yeah. That my headcanon was that he's gay. I was like, he's gay, and this was too. He was like, I'm done. If this is the environment that I'm gonna have to go, like if my sexual orientation is going to be used as a shame tactic, I'm really out. Like I'm all the way out. And I was like, it makes a lot more sense if you just assume he's gay. You just didn't want to do it anymore.
I mean, you're not pulling it from nowhere. Like we'll get to that scene in a second where he's half naked in a boat with Bear, and I was like, are you guys gonna kiss? What are we doing?
I was like, is this a really early Heated Rivalries episode, or like where are we going with this? Yeah, I kept waiting for Bear to be like, oh, I'm not actually attracted to your sister. Like I kept waiting for the because he's like, it's obsessive almost, where Bear follows Weepy around, and it's portrayed as like he needs to know why Weepy left. Like he needs to understand why Weepy left. But I'm like, it ends up playing as like, I'm attracted to you, but it's the 70s, so I just feel like we're really close bros, and I want to kiss the homie goodnight. Like that's like that's what it kind of plays out.
I think that's the title for this episode: "Kiss the Homie Goodnight," because it does. It does. So we've got Weepy leaving the team, and then the coach. It's either the coach or like the general manager. There's like, I don't know. There's like admin people that pop up and then go away. But they're basically like, Bear, we will give you money if you can get Weepy to come back on the team. We really need him. Get him back on the team. And so that's the impetus for him chasing Weepy around. He'll chase him to his house. He'll chase him to like a party. He'll just like everywhere this guy goes, he's like, get back on the team, get back on the team, get back on the team. And Weepy is just like, no, I have nope, not going to do it.
Even when they're getting off the bus, Weepy picks all of his stuff up, and Bear's like, we'll get in the car. Like his dad meets him and he's going to ride home with his dad. He's like, get in the car. We'll take you home. And the guy's like, no, don't let him get in the car, Bear. And Bear's like, no, we're going to take my friend home, Dad. And I was like, oh, does his dad know that they're attracted to each other? Like, and he's trying to keep them apart. And we get home and all of Weepy's stuff is out on the lawn. And I was like,
Yes.
did they find his gay porn magazines? Like, I
it
kept
does
waiting for
kind
the reveal. I was like, when are we going to find out he's gay? And that's why everybody kind of hates him.
If you watch this whole movie through a Weepy is secretly gay lens, like all the pieces, they line up. They make as much sense as they do without that lens, honestly.
And it's really just that he quit hockey.
Yeah.
It's just that he quit hockey, but I kind of feel like maybe it's because he's gay. Like, it just makes so much more sense.
It is a lot like Side Street, where, like, I grew up in Canada. Like, I liked watching hockey. I know hockey's a big part of the culture. But if you watch Side Street and Cementhead back to back, it makes it sound like all we do in Canada is we love hockey. And if you don't love hockey, we will kill you. Like, it's just, it comes across like a religious psychosis. It's very intense to watch it. And like I say, we have there's farmers markets. Do you mean like it's not just hockey all the time? It's so weird. But yeah.
What?
So when Weepy comes to his house, all of his stuff is on the front lawn. And at first I just thought like, oh, does Weepy live at like the trash house? But yeah, I think it is all of Weepy's personal items, because then the front door is locked. Weepy and Bear have to crawl in through the basement. Is it a transom window? The little tiny window.
Yeah, the little window.
Yeah. So they have to push their little bodies through the window. And then when they get down to the basement, Weepy's dad is drunk and passed out on Weepy's bed. And you can see that he has just tossed the kid's whole room. It just made a big giant mess of it everywhere. And the sister, who I thought was the mom, because again, in 1979, 28 reads like 48. She comes in and is like, you go upstairs to your own bed. Like, you leave him alone. So she defends Weepy's sister, who is named, I think, Becky. Becky. She meets Bear, and Bear falls immediately in love with her because, she's the same size as Martin Short and has the same haircut, but she's a girl. So, it's okay now.
I can pretend it's Martin.
Can you put on your brother's hockey mask? So they will like throughout this episode, they will be sort of dating, but really it's him chasing her. And then her response to the chasing is very weird to me, because you're right, it feels stalkerish. So he finds her she works at a gas station, and it's far back enough that it's sort of like in New Jersey in the States, where you have an attendant who fills up the gas tank for you, and that's her job. She's the attendant. But there's like a big empty white sign at her gas station, and there's a big empty white sign across the street from her gas station that I guess nobody is paying attention to. So any rando can just walk up to those signs with a bunch of letters and just go full hog, and I guess no one's going to stop you. So half of the episode is her writing messages to Bear, and Bear writing messages to her on these giant signboards and never speaking in real life, which is normal and fine and not weird.
Uh-huh. And then he follows her to the pool. To
the empty pool.
And bribes someone to let him in with her.
Yes. He will watch her do all of her like Olympic level dives, which I kept thinking, oh, are they going to have it as like, we're a family of professional athletes and she wants to be a professional swimmer or something? No, she's just like played by a child Olympian. I don't know. She's getting on the diving board and doing like 14 flips in the air and like a middle finger before she, gracefully lands in the pool. For no reason. It's not ever addressed again. But then she will go into the changing room. She's like mad at him for reasons I don't really understand.
Well, he keeps asking her questions and she's just like playing it off. And then finally he starts yelling at her.
He gets angry. And it feels very weird.
He's like, I want to fuck you. Why are you not letting me fuck you? And she's like, okay, she leaves.
Yeah.
And then he follows. She's like, aren't you going to follow me into the locker room?
Yeah, that's the part that I was like, tonally, I have whiplash. Because they're just talking, and you're right, she's kind of neutral to cold, but I'm like, you're focusing on doing your fancy dive or whatever, so you're focusing on that and not him. And then all of a sudden he gets really frighteningly angry, because like I say, he reads as like a 48-year-old man. She's in this swimming pool area alone with him. There's like one security guard maybe, but he's way outside, like preventing people from coming in unless they pay him. Yeah. So no one is going to hear you scream. And all of a sudden this Bear character starts yelling at her, like being really like aggressive. And I was like, this scene could go a lot of dark ways. I was really like, I'm like, my hair stood up on the back of my neck. And then she's like, you know what? I'm not listening to this anymore and I'm leaving. And I was like, okay, all right. I understand that character. I understand like he's being crazy. I don't want to be with this. She goes to the change room and then she's like, do you want to like follow me into the change room where I might be naked? And I was like, okay, I don't, he was just really scary as shit. You seemed scared 2 minutes ago. And now you're like, boop,
She
boop,
was
I
like,
got
"Ew,
boobs.
I like it when you yell at me. Would you like to
Yes.
come fuck me in the shower?" And he's like, "Yes, I would like to fuck you in the shower." And that's the whole scene. And she's naked. There's a nude scene.
Yeah, it felt like the first half was written by a female writer, and then she left her typewriter, and then like some guy on staff was like, just like finished writing it. Like she's actually into it, and then they filmed it. That's what it feels like, doesn't it? I mean,
exactly what it feels like.
it's very. It's like it's titillating. It's meant to be titillating to a male audience on purpose. But I do like that even the bear character, he seems like he was really angry and aggressive. And then the second that he like pushes the women's change room door open a little bit and is like, hey, are you, can we keep talking? When she invites him in, all of a sudden he is very much visibly on the back foot. He is very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He doesn't know like where to go. He's like peeking around every corner the way that Shaggy does in Scooby-Doo. Like someone in like a mask and chains might come out and like yell at him.
Yeah.
And then when he finds her, she's in the shower. She has the shower curtain all the way open. And yet you get a full nude back scene. And she's just kind of like, that's my butt. Them's my butt cheeks. Hi, here I am. And like, she's like threatening him with her butt. Like she's being, it's the way, like it comes across like you put me on the back foot and now I'm putting you on the back foot. And the way that I make you feel anxious and scared and embarrassed is with my nudity. Which I feel like could have backfired against her very quickly. But then she ends up like tossing him in the shower and she's like, you're wet and I'm wet. I guess we're boyfriend, girlfriend now. It is.
Yeah. Oh, she calls him a man whore first.
Yes.
Because he goes, you're naked. And she's like, I thought you'd seen every woman in town naked. Because he's like a hot piece of 70s ass, apparently.
It's weird. You know, when they say show, don't tell, I feel like this is what happens when you tell, don't show, because nothing up to this point has made me think that he's some kind of like player around town. I mean, even if he were attractive by today's standards, because as you say, he's got kind of a 70s white boy afro going on. And I
think his dad calls him a man whore too. Because when he gets back in the car after getting Weepy into his own house, he's like, wow, I forgot Weepy had a sister. And his dad's like, I'm really surprised you did because like you've been with every other girl. Like he makes a crack about like how much of a cat he is.
It's still weird to like only have other characters tell you that you're kind of a man slut. And I don't see any of the behavior from him.
Yeah, it's really like they looked us straight in the eye and they were like, we're all going to assume he's attractive. Okay. And we're like, yeah, all right. And then later when we meet the slab of beef, the ambulatory slab of beef that the one lady is like, you are so handsome. It's like mystical almost. This is the part that also feels like there was a guy in the writer's room that was like, and everyone wants to fuck him and he's like super hot. And they'd already cast this guy and they were like, we're stuck. I don't know. We're just gonna have to do it and hope the audience believes us.
Oh, I'm crying a little bit. But yeah, so Bear and Weepy's hot tough sister end up becoming a couple. They will kind of hang out for most of the episode, and then at the very end they will ride off together in a Zamboni, which is the most Canadian way of romancing someone I think that there is.
Aren't Zambonis handmade in Canada?
There's like
every Zamboni is hand built. Let me look it up.
You know more about the history of Zambonis than I do. I'm gonna look up that elbows guy because I think he's actually famous.
Zamboni, nothing is even close. I love that for them. Oh no, they're American. Oh, based in Paramount, California. Frank J. Zamboni developed the first ice resurfacing machine in 1949. Oh, they're also made in Brantford, Ontario. So,
okay, good.
Okay,
yeah,
you're like, whoa, oh God, dodged a bullet.
So the guy that we'll talk about in a second, the guy that pulls his teeth out, he actually was a professional hockey, like a real professional hockey player.
Okay.
Looks like he played for the Leafs. And the Blackhawks. We'll get there. We'll get to him. So, yeah, there's the romance between Bear and Weepy's definitely not a beard sister. And it involves a lot of paint for reasons I don't really understand. Like they say they make each other signs. And then at the end, Bear ends up putting a paint bucket, like he attaches it to the back of the Zamboni. So when the Zamboni goes across the ice, it leaves a big, wide black paint streak. And I guess they make it sound like she's like turned on by paint. Like it's very like, they're like, oh, it's our inside joke, paint. And I'm like, okay. It was not an inside joke this entire time. I'm like, I'm very sure.
Right.
So,
Because she was like, I think, or did he say, I think she just needs a sign? Because they had kind of broken up. And then he's like, hey, I wrote a thing. And it's like, it's just a picture of his dick on the ice. And she's like, oh my God, it's so romantic. And then she hops
what I've
on
always wanted.
With him. Yes.
It's very, it feels very much like a teenage boy hopped into the writer's room and was like, this is my fantasy. I ride off with a chick on a Zamboni.
They were going fine. Like you were getting it. And all of a sudden there'd be a part that you're like, what? What does that have to do with the rest of it? Because he ends up getting drafted or like scouted, but not drafted necessarily because he has to like prove his place or whatever.
I think he's invited to the draft, and then at the very, very end, I think he does get picked by a team, but it was not super clear to me. But he gets invited to like the combine.
But he's staying in a hotel room with another random dude. I think a guy from the team, but like they're all 70s dudes, so they all look exactly the same. And he's on the phone with her, and she's like, I love you. And he's like, I love you too. And I was like, what is this? What? Because he just had a confrontation with the guy where he was like, cool, we're going to get you in some boxing lessons. And he's like, I'm not going to take boxing lessons. I'm a hockey player. And they're like, yeah, hockey is also boxing. Like, I don't know. Did you not?
You're
like,
good at the skating, but not the shit kicking part. So we're going to work on the shit kicking part.
Well, no, they're like, you're not good at skating. So what we got to focus on is what you are good at, which is the shit kicking part. Because he mentions it. He's like, I thought what they would criticize is my skating, but instead they want me to fight better. And his dad's like, yeah, because you're good at punching people. So like, they're just going to want you to punch people.
Oh, maybe that's why he's so mad about being called a Cementhead. Like, that's all you're good for. Like, not that you're a good enforcer, but like that's all that you got.
I mean, because Martin's the goalie and he's good. Like Weepy is he's good at hockey, but Bear is not good at hockey. He's just good at being like an enforcer. So he only got there because this is what I got from this. So I'm just going to run with it. Because you're
helping
into the draft because he can throw a punch. And so he doesn't want to be the guy that's just there for the spectacle. He wants to be the guy that's there because he's good at hockey.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense.
And so that's why he meets with that guy who has no teeth because that guy's like, yeah, that's what they want from you is violence. And then that girl shows up and she's like, do you feel like violence sets you free? Have you ever read Sartre?
It was the weirdest scene. Okay, so to set the scene, so the first half of this is Bear gets a girlfriend, and Bear tries to convince Weepy to come back to hockey, and Weepy's like, hard pass, I'm going to build a tiny prop plane in my backyard this entire time. Then we get the scene where Bear and Weepy are naked in a canoe, just shooting the shit, as you do, 70s straight men, no homo, it's fine.
Yeah,
he keeps trying to get Weepy to come back to hockey, I guess with his super sweet naked body. He's like, you'll see more of this. And Martin Short is like, pass. The sky calls to me. So then we kind of just like put a pin in him. We've got now the Bear is trying to get scouted to be in the NHL half of the program. And so he's at the combine. You're right. He's at a hotel. And then he meets this guy named Elbows. And I don't know if in this, I think in this, Elbows is also a former hockey player, right? Is that kind of
that's why he doesn't have. That's why his teeth are knocked out.
And Elbows, I swear to God, says, "I am 35. Like, please go gentle on me when we're on the ice." And this man looked like he was 70.
Oh,
he says he was 35, and I was like, I need more oil of Olay.
Hard 35. Hard.
This is worse for me than when we were watching Babylon 5 and Bruce Boxleitner was like, "Oh, I'm a captain. I've been here 100 years. I'm 36. And I was like, oh no, Bruce
No.
Boxleitner, no.
Let's see. This guy is Kenneth Walsh, right? Dipsy Doolin?
No, this is Elbows.
Oh.
His real name is Eric Nestorenko. He was born in 1933. So in
Oh,
79,
okay.
he was in his 40s, wasn't he? 79 minus
He'd have
30 would be
been
49
46.
minus 3. So yeah, 46.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, he's 46 playing 35 in the 70s. So what I need you to imagine, listener, is a 100-year-old man
With no teeth.
with no fucking teeth. But he's so
Yes.
he's sitting at the table. So Elbows is sitting at the table with Bear, and they're just shooting the shit about, they're having like a break in the combine, and they're just shooting the shit about what it means to be an enforcer, basically. And this groupie girl comes up, which is already so weird to me, because it's like, they're not the NHL players even. Like, I don't really get the idea of being like a hockey wife, but like conceptually I get it. These guys aren't even the ones making money. They're not famous. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
why are you sinking your hooks into them? Like they're nobody yet. But so she goes up to the table, and you think it's gonna be just a like, oh hi, I saw you play hockey and my boobs are real perky. Like, you wanna? No, she immediately starts off. Oh my God, I wrote down. She starts off and she goes, I just had a real quick question. Do you find violence liberating? Because, the French philosopher Genet, whom Jean-Paul Sartre called a saint, said that violence was liberating. And what do you think? And the guy looks at her the way that I think any human person would look at any other human person who's like, does violence liberate you?
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck away from my table. What are you talking about? And then, as you said, she goes, I think violence makes you beautiful. I think you have a mystical beauty. Which, what the fuck does that mean? This scene only makes sense if they're at an after party and they are all stoned out of their gourds. Like, that is the only way that this dialogue does not sound pretentious and bizarre. It almost sounds like the kind of dialogue that you would have in a movie where you have a mean girl character come up to you and say something just weird enough to like put you on the back foot. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it is that kind of dialogue where it seems like, I want to make you feel weird and small, and I'm the queen bitch around here, and so I'm going to say this thing that puts you off, so that you don't know where you stand, and except that you know that like I'm above you in the social hierarchy. Like, it's that kind of dialogue, but that is not how it's meant in this scene. It's honestly meant as a pickup line by this girl. I've never seen anything like it. Like, I want to try it now. I want to go to a bar and be like, hey, do you find violence liberating? Like, what? Like, what's the response to that? He like punches you in the eye and buys you a drink. Like, it's weird. But the guy has the best response to that I've ever seen, which is he turns around and he pulls at his teeth. But listener, I know what you're thinking. I know you're thinking like an old lady, like a full top and bottom set. No. It's so much worse. He has like two little flippers in the top and two little guys in the bottom, and he like yanks top and bottom out, and he shows them to her. He's like, ah, and then he smiles at her, and he has got PSA against not brushing your teeth for children mouth is what he has going on. It is a cavern of horrors. He's like, is this mystical beauty for you yet? Like, he like turns into a crow.
Yeah.
He turns into an old witch in the woods. And she has no dialogue. She has no response to that. She runs away like weeping and screaming. And I'm like, you approached him because you knew he was a bruiser on the ice. Did you think he was a bruiser on the ice who somehow managed to have all of his teeth? Because that's not how that works in hockey. Like, what did you think was gonna happen?
And he says something like, "Don't you admire my perfection?" or something when he takes his teeth out.
It's so weird.
It's a weird response. It's like, "Don't you admire my perfection?" And the other guy's like, yeah, they both laugh about it, and you're like, "What did I just watch?"
I just realized what it feels like. Okay, do you remember on Saturday Night Live in the early 90s when Mike Myers was on there? He had this character called Dieter, and he would do a program called Sprockets. You really?
I was Gaither home Gaither hour. Like that's
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well,
You think I was allowed to watch Saturday Night Live? Why? Was there gospel music on it? Then probably not.
Look, we had different. I was a feral child. And that's why I have the problems that I have. So,
No,
you know.
we had one TV. And if mom had it, it was the Gaither Homecoming Hour, which was on all the time. So I don't know why they called it an hour. It was just the Gaither Homecoming forever. And then if it was dad, it was golf or like CSI. And that
Okay.
was, yeah.
I think you'll enjoy Sprockets. We'll have a Sprockets moment.
Okay.
But for you and for the, I'm assuming the one listener who's still listening who also doesn't know what Sprockets is, Mike Myers, he had this character who was, I think, supposed to be an early 90s East German talk show host. And so the joke of it, the conceit of it was like how weird an East German talk show would be, like how they would interpret the format of a talk show. So it would sort of have the basic idea of the talk show host sitting down with a guest, like they'd have a new guest come in every week and they would like do their little banter. But then because it was an East German sort of avant-garde program, there would be a lot of like weird dance breaks. And Mike Myers, the entire time, everything he says, it feels like he is in like an avant-garde film. Like he's wearing a black turtleneck and black leggings. He has tiny round, what did you call them earlier? The fuck me glasses? Little round.
Slutty little glasses.
He has slutty little glasses, and his hair is slicked back to his head. And I don't know if he naturally has a widow's peak or if they added just like a really itsy bitsy little widow's peak for that kind of effect. And he dances like one of the Peanuts characters. Like his arms are straight next to his body, and he dances, and everything is like weird German 90s techno music, if you're getting kind of the vibe. So everything that he says feels like it was translated twice from 2 other languages, and then a philosophy major rewrote it to give you that like weird avant-garde where nothing is quite like you understand what they're saying, what he is saying, but like everything is like 2 degrees left of your normal. Like it's just a little bit off and weird. That is what this scene plays like. It plays like you turned into Sprockets halfway through the I need hockey to escape my poor person life in Sudbury movie. Yeah. Like it's just, it feels like earlier we had the teen boy sneak into the writing room and go, she shows her butt and it makes everyone horny. LOL. Scene. This feels like the East German talk show host snuck over the wall and came in and was like, but what if we have a philosophical scene? How about that? And he pulls his teeth out sexually. Like it's very... It's very like there are these little scenes that I feel like exist in a bubble away from the rest of the movie. It's kind of interesting just to see how like they don't fit. Like you normally think about TV shows being written by a bunch of writers, but you like while you're watching it, you're not conscious of that.
Right, because they actually they blend. These do not blend.
These do not blend in any way.
In The Big Lebowski, the guys that keep coming after him, they're nihilists. Oh no, it's the nihilists. Have you ever seen The Big Lebowski?
I have not. People keep yelling at me that I need to see it. It's on my list.
I mean, there's like a gang that they hire to come after him, but it's a bunch of East German nihilists.
I need to see that now.
I think they used to be a synth band or like a electro band.
Oh, then that is exactly the vibe I'm talking about here. Yeah. That is the Sprockets vibe.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's, yeah.
So there's that totally inexplicable scene that I don't know the purpose of it. Like I feel like the only purpose of it is the guy who plays Elbows, his real name is Eric Nestorenko, the hockey player who used to play for the Leafs and then for the Chicago Blackhawks. And so I feel like someone was like, we need a real hockey player cameo. What can he do? Well, he can pull his teeth out in response to philosophy questions. And they're like, all right, add a scene. So they do. So I don't know. I just watch out for that when you're watching it, listener, because it's just I don't know the point of it. It just comes out of nowhere. So
unless it's supposed to be like a people pedestal hockey players, like attributing almost like a religious experience to what they do, where it's just a job.
And then when they get to see him as a real person, it horrifies them and they run away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you realize it's actually just destructive. It's destructive for them. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, she definitely does not see him as a real human person. I mean, I don't know how you could approach a real human person and go, "Do you think that violence is liberating?" Like,
I mean, she calls him mystical. She calls him mystical. So she's basically like,
here's my pedestal.
I see you as greater than human. And he's like, really? And he takes his teeth out. And that's when he's like, do you admire my perfection?
Well, and in that case, that's a good way of interpreting it, because then it is a nice dovetail with Side Street, because in both of those, we have hockey players put on this giant pedestal where they can do no wrong, and they're not really people anymore. And when they want to be treated as people, their audience of fans like doesn't know what to do with it. Like when you have the cop in Side Street who's like, "Oh, I can't write you a ticket. You're my favorite hockey player." Like,
right. And he has to do crimes, big crimes.
Yeah, just to be treated as a regular human person again. And then here, to be treated as a person, he has to rip his teeth out and be like, "I am a human mortal man." So maybe that's what they're going for. I feel like it could have been written in a way that did not feel like East German TV had tuned in.
I don't know what a person watching this in the 70s would have gotten.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think your explanation makes the most sense, that they're trying to show that, like, a little hint of the fans don't see them as real people. But it's weird that, like, you get one little scene of that and the rest of this is, but hockey is the only way out. It's the only way out. You'll die in the mines, son, or you'll die in poverty because the mines will spit you out and they won't keep you your job. I don't know. But
which is where Ger comes in.
So at the same time that we have the bear, weepy sister, not a love triangle, wink, we have Ger's character. First off, again, as I said before, Ger is credited in this as Gary. This is his second Gary Davies role, which breaks my heart a little bit. But in this, he plays Joey. And so Joey is the husband of Bear's sister. So he is he's Bear's brother-in-law. And Bear's dad is some kind of a supervisor down at the mines. He's not in charge of Joey, but I think when the order comes down to lay off a bunch of people working in the mines, I think it's the dad that has to fire Joey. That's kind of the impression that I get, that he's like the one that was given the firing order. So Joey doesn't have a job anymore. Joey and his wife, who never gets a name because it's the 70s and she's a girl, that doesn't matter. They lose their apartment because they haven't been able to pay for the last 3 months. So they move back into the family home, which leads me to my second favorite I don't know what's going on scene, which I will call Burden Pants. Do you remember Burden Pants? Let me lay it out for you, Rachel. I see your confused face. You'll recall this when I describe it to you. So when we find out that Joey and his wife are moving back into the home, where I guess sister and her husband, Joey, are moving back into the home, the mom is like, "Hey, Bear, I need you to bunk with one of the other kids." Because it's the 70s, and we're in Sudbury, so like the family has like 12 kids, and they all live at home, even though they're all 45-year-old adults. So they're all bunking around. And so they're like, "Okay, Bear, you're going to move in with your tiniest, weirdest brother." So he moves into the room with tiny, weird brother. Brother comes in, turns around in front of brother's bed, and starts pulling tiny ducks out of his pants.
Yes, I did like the ducklings thing. He's
like 4 or 5.
He's like, "I saved them." He starts pulling them out of his pants. And I was like, this got more Canadian somehow. Like, it's a show about hockey. And then this kid is like, "I have Canadian geese in my pants." Have you ever seen Muppet Treasure Island?
Oh, a long time ago. But yeah.
Where, oh my God, I could not remember Gonzo's name. All I could think was Gomez. And I was like, that's not it. And I was like, Gomez. That's not it. Okay, Gonzo has starfish in his pants. And the rat, Rizzo the rat, is like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, "No, you should try it." Like,
I like that the more I watch the Muppets as an adult, the more I'm like, oh wow, this is just all kink. This is just kink the entire time.
Oh yeah, Gonzo is like a freak, and that's what I love about Gonzo, because he's like, "Yeah, I got him in my pants. It was amazing." Yeah, no, he starts pulling baby Canadian geese out of his pants. Yeah.
Does he actually say he's trying to save them? Because I didn't hear any of the dialogue. I just saw
he
him.
says something like, he says they're like mentally handicapped. He may use the R word. I can't remember, but he literally says, I think they're dumb. I think they're mentally handicapped. And he starts taking them out of his pants.
Well, that just broke me. I don't.
and Bear just goes, okay. He doesn't.
My favorite part though is the ending of that scene, because the dad. So I think they're like upstairs and the dad is downstairs, and the dad he calls the kid's name. I don't remember the kid's name, but he's like, "Boy, come down the stairs and get the belt. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." And I was like, "Oh, is it because he had a pant leg full of ducks?" No, it's because he's missed 2 days of school.
The ducks. No.
Nobody knows about the pant ducks, and I'm like, I think that's more of an like immediate problem that we need to solve. Is that your bed is going to be full of duck shit in like 2 minutes?
No,
it's never. It's never.
It's not about
again.
the ducks. Nope. They don't come back to the ducks. He's just like,
No.
I'm going to beat you because you skip school. And Bear's like, I skip school all the time. He's like, yeah, but you're an idiot. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but you were never going to be good at school anyway.
No, my hopes for you were hockey. So that's all I gave a shit about then, and all I give a shit about now. It is interesting, the pressure that dad puts on the kid. It is specifically like the only way that you get out of here is hockey. So I treated you special for school, and I treat you special for life. And you can sit here at the bar with me and drink, whereas I yell at Joey. He can't come to the bar with us. But like you're special, you're special, you're special, you're special. I give you all the special treatment. Unless and until you flunk out at hockey, in which case you are a piece of shit. Like, the only reason I gave you the special treatment is because maybe you were going to become a famous hockey player. Like, my love for you is exactly dependent on how famous a hockey player you become at the end of the day. It does feel like, if I think about it more, it works nicely with the creepy girl at the bar. Like, not only is there the separate cultural problem of all I can do in this town is work in the mine, and if I don't work in the mine, then like I have to get out. Like, those are my only, like, I'll die in the mine if I stay here, so I have to get out. But also, the only way that like anyone, my family or strangers or anyone, the only way anyone will ever love me is if I'm an amazing hockey player. So I need to keep beating the shit out of people on the ice, because that is all there is for me. Like, that is the only way that there is to get out.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it is interesting that they like recognize with duck pants. They're like, well, hockey is clearly not going to be the way out for you. Right. So it has to be education. Like, the family is, it would have been nice to see some focus on any of the other people in the entire family except for Duck Pants and Bear. Like,
which is it's really funny because they're like, no, Bear was only going to be good at hockey. He's our bright spark. He's going to be the one that gets out of here by going to college, and he's the one with ducks in his pants. He's like, you mean with my pant ducks? And they're like, yeah.
They do math, right? I mean,
he's a stable genius.
It's interesting just to watch like this family funnel these kids. Like, he's got brains, put him in the brain box. Yeah. He's got no brains, put him in the hockey box. Like, but nobody can stay here in the mines with me. And maybe that's why the dad hates Joey so much, because Joey's in the mine. Like,
Joey's in the mine, but he accuses them of like buying a car. He's like, you should have thought about that before you bought a car. And he's like, we had it all planned out. I didn't plan to lose my job. Like, we knew we could make our rent payment and the car payment until I lost my job. And the dad's like, whatever, you should have known you were going to lose your job, dickwad. Like, he's the meanest.
So dismissive.
Yeah. And he tells him like, if you weren't such a fucking communist or whatever, because he was in the union.
Oh yeah.
Or like, I forget, I don't know. Ger gets to yell and gets to say shit, and he gets to do like shit like this.
Well, it's his second acting role. He really wants to savor the swearing on TV.
Like, no, it's like his fourth. This is like
it?
his fourth. Yeah, this is 79. His first is in 77. I think it goes Deadly Harvest, and then Side Street, and then something we haven't watched, and then this one.
To the list. Wait, I can do this. Wait.
Yeah. So the story goes, and High Hopes and DOA are between.
Oh, those are the ones that I haven't been able to. Those are the ones I could not find anywhere. So,
Lost
intrepid
to
listeners,
time.
Lost to Time. If you have any VHS tapes at home, of
And then
1978 Ger. Please let
and
us know.
then this same year he's in Paid Vacation, which is about a guy who gets laid off. No, he's not laid off. No, he's making his living as a grocer.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was back in the time when you could
Yeah.
work in a grocery store and
We were
live.
more amazed by the fact that he was a stock boy and he had a whole family that he was supporting than we were by the plot of that movie.
That is, yeah, I'll be honest. I know he gets, the cops are like, well, he reported the crime of rape and murder, so he must be a rapist and a murderer. Off to prison with you. And yeah, I like that part stuck with me for 5 minutes, and the rest of it was just me going, you can work in a grocery store and live? You can have a job and live? Like, it blew my fucking brains. I remember that. But yeah, so in this, like you said, he doesn't get very much to do. So he gets to move back into the house. He argues with the father-in-law a whole bunch. And yeah, there's something about that Joey is in the union because he's like a ground level worker, and the father-in-law is not in the union because he's management. And there's like, I don't know, the father-in-law is like really dismissive about the union. It like doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't lead to anything except Joey either has to go into the unemployment line, or it's something to do with like the line for the union, and maybe the union will like help him out or whatever.
I don't know. He
But
gets out of it and he comes to the bar and they're like, you can't drink. You got to go get in line. And he's like, the line's really long. And they're like,
it's a lot of work.
no, you got to go get in the line. It's going to be longer tomorrow because we're laying more people off. Because every time you meet the dad, he's like, I got to lay more people off. And
Yeah,
then finally
like no
he's
one
like,
left
I
in the
think
mine.
I'm laying myself off because I'm the last person. And they're like, okay. And then you meet him later and he's like, they did it to me. They laid me off. Because I think at that point, Bear's thinking about quitting because that's after he goes and they're like, we're going to get you boxing lessons. And then the guy that he's rooming with gets the shit kicked out of him on the ice. Like,
is that why he has to leave? I could not understand why he was leaving halfway through the combine.
Well, that guy gets beat up so badly, he throws up on himself. And then they cut him before he can even get back up again because he got beat up so badly.
Oh, okay.
And then
so,
I
like,
think
you're too injured to. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then I think Bear is like, fuck this, because his buddy Wimpy / maybe his boyfriend Wimpy has already quit
Wink.
because he realized that it was just about the violence, and he was like, I'm out. And so Bear is like, okay, I get it. Like, I think I'm starting to see why Wimpy quit, which is his whole arc is like experiencing the things that led to Wimpy leaving, and he's finally like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, it's just about violence. This guy could have been a good player, but because he just got beat up, he's out. And so he goes back and his dad's like, I got laid off, son, but I'm so glad you're going to be a good hockey player.
Yeah.
And
he's like, carry the whole family on your shoulders.
Me. And so then he ends up being like, yay, I'm a hockey player. Yay.
Yeah. It does
I too will have dentures.
It felt like at the beginning, like maybe it was his dream, like he did like hockey, and then you just watch the dream become a burden on him the entire episode. Like it gets heavier and heavier and heavier.
That's Wimpy's whole point. That's why when Wimpy quits, it gets him to question why Wimpy quit. And then he starts to think about like, is this really the life I want? And then I think that's when Becky leaves him because she's like, I thought we were done with hockey. And he's like, I can't be done with hockey. It's my only out. And he's like, you want to get on the Zamboni and fuck? And she's like, okay.
But it's interesting that like, so they're presenting it as like hockey is a pretty terrible choice. Like it's terrible for him as a person. It takes a lot out of anybody who's doing it, especially for him. Like you're not even like a regular hockey player. Like you're just here to beat people up and be beaten up by people. Like what's the future in that? But they don't like, you never get any kind of a other option for him that he might, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like my dad made me do hockey, but I want to be a figure skater, or I want to be a mechanic, or I want to be a doctor, or what. It's like, well, you're dumb. You were real dumb in school. So you either go in the hole or you strap on the skates. That's your life. Pick your fucking poison. Pick your shitty life and enjoy it. But like at the same time, it's like, where's the hope in this? Like, where do we go from this? Cause you're like, okay, you can't stay in Sudbury. Like Sudbury is a death sentence.
Unless it's supposed to be, there's more to hockey than violence. Like,
Not for
unless
him.
that's supposed to be the takeaway. No, but I think maybe the takeaway is supposed to be like the emphasis on violence is getting us worse hockey.
Maybe?
I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
It kind of felt like I know that this program focused a lot on we're having like our social issue, like our cultural issue episode. Like every episode is a different cultural wrong. And I'm like, okay, like just like in Side Street, we put too much of an emphasis on hockey as a culture. We put like we're putting it up on this giant pedestal, and we shouldn't do that. And it's breaking these guys' bodies. And then when they're done, what can they do besides stubby beer commercials? Like there's nothing left for them. But also, like half the episode is Sudbury, a shithole. So like, what? I don't know. I guess it's hard to make a TV episode that solves the problem of a one horse town. Like it was interesting to me because obviously, and I don't know if I'm sure I've mentioned on here like a couple of times. I used to live in northern Nevada, where the only job is working in mines, and they're mining gold there, not nickel, but it's the same basic thing, except the gold mine jobs, they pay insanely well. They pay so well that they skew the median income for the entire state of Nevada. They like, if you took those jobs, if you didn't include those jobs, like while looking at the median income, it would be like $50,000 less, the median income for the whole state. It just skews it crazy. Yeah. And the people that get those jobs, they're guys mostly. They're coming right out of high school. They have no education. They go up to northern Nevada. They work for between 5 and like 7 years until they have broken their bodies, much like the hockey players. And they make ridiculous amounts of money. They make money hand over fist. And then they leave because there's nothing else to do in northern Nevada. Like it's like Sudbury. Like there is the one job and it's here in the mine. And now that you're not in the mine, what are you going to do? There's no job for you. But they're making lots of money. So like if they're smart, they could save the money and then move somewhere else and do something with it. But like it's the backbreaking job that you pick and is miserable in a miserable town. But like there's a benefit to it. Here, It's like the miserable job where I don't know if they're making money, because when Ger's character is like, well, I bought the car and I bought this and I bought that because I thought I'd be good, it kind of implied to me that you make good money in the mines. It's just that it turns out the mines aren't making money anymore, and that's why they're laying everybody off. And then, as you said, at the end of it, it turns out that they lay off Bear's dad, so Ger's character's father-in-law. They lay him off too, and he was like in a supervisor position, so you think he would have been safe. But like it, I don't know. It's like what are we supposed to get from this? Because if the whole purpose of this episode is like showing us the social ills, it would be nice if you had like some thoughts on fixing things or helping this character. But instead it's like living there sucks, and also is not stable, and also breaks your back, and also no other jobs. And the only way that you can get a job, if you're a dummy dum-dum like you, viewer, is to go become a hockey player. Oh, you're not good at skating? Well, I guess you're going to get good at having your teeth knocked out. Them's the future for men who are idiots. And then for boys who put ducks in their pants, go to college. Like it's just like...
I think our takeaway from 1970s is that they were good at presenting societal problems, but they didn't give a shit about whether they presented a solution. They were just like, and anyway, that's why we're all gonna starve to death.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Melody. And like that's the end of the movie.
It does have the exact same emotional resonance as when we watched Deadly Harvest. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Everything sucks. The planet is falling apart. We have ruined it through pollution. We didn't fix it. The rich people are going to live 5 minutes longer than us poors, but they're also going to die in nuclear winter. Good luck learning how to use a shotgun and eating live people meat, because cannibalism is really all you have left. The end. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Also, maybe if you join the gang, they'll murder your whole family, or you'll accidentally murder your whole family. Could go either way. I don't know.
Learn to shoot a gun before you join the roving murder gang. I think that's what I learned from that movie, mainly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'll crash your sister's wedding and then murder everybody
your mom.
there. Like, it's just, the end was like, and then remember the end is him serving a poisoned dinner to his family.
Yes. The rich
And
people
that's
get out the best, and the way they get out the best is by killing themselves on purpose with a poisoned dinner.
yeah. Mhm.
The 70s, a time of
yeah,
happy TV and movies.
So they were like, shit's fucked up. And then they gave you nothing. They were just like, yeah, it's pretty shitty. Like, and remember
Yeah.
the end of Side Street was, and then I do crimes.
Yeah, prison is the only escape I have from this life of beer commercials.
Yeah,
The
because
end.
I've spent my entire life being successful at a thing that I hate that I'm successful
Yeah.
at.
Oh,
And
which
no one will let me live it down, so I do crimes. And
P.S.
that was the end of it.
I keep forgetting to mention, I know I mentioned it in the written description for the episode, but like I feel like no one reads those. When we thought that Ger was like an amazing skater in Side Street, that was a young Wayne Gretzky. And I don't know if I mentioned that like verbally, orally, but like it turns out that much like when I thought he was an amazing ballet dancer in Diamonds, and that was a professional Canadian male male ballet dancer, it turns out that also he is not an amazing skater. That was fucking Wayne Gretzky.
Young Wayne Gretzky, I know.
Like, I love how in the 70s it's just blurry enough and everyone's hair is just stupid enough that like it all looks the same. So I was like, oh my god, look at Gareth skate. No, Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, he was also in A Paid Vacation in the 1970s, and that one was like, sometimes people go to prison for things they did not do. The end.
Yes, and you might get out, but your life will never be the same. You have been scarred forever, and you will never be made whole again.
So don't report crimes, kids.
Yeah. Here's your theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, and I'm sure if we could find the other 1970s properties, they would be, they'd say the same thing.
Oh, I'm sure they're super dark.
It's like Soylent Green. Have you ever seen Soylent Green?
Oh,
I'm
aware of it, but like,
yeah. The ending is literally the older guy is like, I can't do this anymore, and he goes to the like suicide factory, and he gets to lay back on this bed, and they play this like surround video of like fields and the beach and trees, and then he dies, and they just, the curtains part and they wheel him out, and he gets in this long line of stretchers, and they just throw them on a conveyor belt and make them into Soylent Green. And that's the end of the movie. That's the end of the movie. No, just never watch a post-apocalyptic or apocalyptic 1970s movie, because they don't care to give you a resolution. They're just like, here you go.
I found that. So I tried, I know I mentioned this like 85 episodes ago. I bought the box set of the Planet of the Apes movies because as a kid, having only seen references to them and seeing like toys and stuff, I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun romp for children age 8 to 80. And I saw the first two. I have not watched the rest of them. I've only seen the first two. And they were, the first one is obviously fly to the Planet of the Apes, and it turns out it's Earth in the future. And the second one is the one with the cult of people who are basically like white-skinned radioactive waste zombies who all prey to an unexploded bomb underneath the planet, or I guess inside the Planet of the Apes, which then explodes at the end of the movie, and I think explodes the entire planet. Like I was like, I can't watch any more of these. I've heard that some of the later ones are more like for the kids, like kid friendly, but like I saw the first two and I was like, I can't, this is too much for my, like this, it bums me the fuck out. I don't need to be this bummed out by my like fun sci-fi movie. It's just,
they're not. No.
There's no hope. There's no nothing. No. It's just darkness and guys with ghoulie makeup on. Like I can't, it just wears you down.
I mean, Logan's Run, I was trying to think if there's a 1970s sci-fi or like, I mean, the 60s aren't so bad, but they're not trying, like the things that they're tackling are so bizarre that they end up feeling like comedies now, even though they probably weren't supposed to be comedies at the time. Like Barbarella's not necessarily supposed to be a comedy.
I was just thinking, I was like, oh, she's talking about Barbarella? I bet she's talking about Barbarella.
Right. But like Logan's Run is a good one where it's engaging. There's sex closets and shit. But then you find out that like everyone is pretty much dead. But they escape and they're like, well, do you want to like have kids? And she's like, I don't know what that means, but sure. And like that's the end of the movie. So it's like on the
Huh.
order of hopeful, but not really hopeful. It's
Yeah.
very they just didn't know. They didn't know how to end a movie. I mean, they did in that they were like the end, but they didn't know to like they didn't feel like they needed to give you anything.
Yeah, I don't want to walk into a suicide booth when I leave the movie theater necessarily. Like, at least not
Right.
every single time. Like, give me something. Although this is not, to bring it back to Cementhead, to For the Record. Like, it's not super depressing. I feel like Martin Short's character building a plane in his backyard and then flying away feels like nonsensical. Like it feels like you've given me no indication that he could build a plane or know how to fly a plane or where he's going. And it just feels like that was their version of hope. Like, well, he gets out of town, and I'm like, but it's like the car in Greece. Where are you going? Where's the future for you in your flying car? Like, what's going on here? Like, we were kind of grounded in reality, and you're like, okay, I don't want to be a hockey player. Done. Okay, I don't want to stay in Sudbury. Also done. Are you just going to fly until your plane runs out of gas? And then you're like, well, this is where I live now. Like, is that your plan?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it feels like it's their version of hopeful. And it's not hopeful when you're watching it. But then when you, like, when the credits roll, you're like, oh, what did that actually mean? Where's he going?
Yeah. Where are you going, buddy? Where do you have a pilot's license? Did you file that flight path, or are you just gonna?
It almost feels like an artistic way of being like, well, he killed himself. His life was really miserable, so he just killed himself. But instead of showing you him killing himself, we're going to show you him artistically flying off into the sunset in a plane he built himself and has no way of knowing how to fly.
Yeah.
So just look at that. But like, no, he's actually hanging himself in his basement somewhere. Like, I don't know. I mean, look, you and I think we both agree that the better ending to this is he and Bear get into a convertible and they just like hold hands and drive away.
Together. Yeah, exactly. In my mind, that's how it ends.
Yeah. So if
he's like, I get why you did it, Wimpy. Can your sister come with us? And he's like, cool, but she can't throuple. That'd be weird. And he's like, cool. And they just drive off together.
On a Zamboni.
Yeah, down the road. Down the road.
Going 1 mile an hour. How would you rate that? I know you rated on characteristics, which is going to be hard because he talks 1.5 times.
He has one very specific characteristic that I think we haven't directly addressed, but should be directly addressed, which is he has a tendency to work with actors who will later go on to have very successful careers.
It's the Ger touch. It's the Ger magic touch.
Up to and including now Wayne Gretzky. So he's got Wayne Gretzky. We've got Carrie Ann Moss, because Carrie Ann Moss is in a Forever Night episode. Martin Short. Sandra Bullock. Who else has he played with? Like, he plays with people that, like, it's a very I Knew You Win. Like, it's in a thing where it's before they're famous.
Hayden Christensen from Forever Night.
Yes, Hayden Christensen. My God, I'm trying to think. Just if you go through all of the things he's been in, you're like, oh, that he was in that with that person, and you're like, wow, I didn't realize he was.
We have discovered many secret celebrities in all of his things, and like I said, secret celebrities and secret famous athletes. So I choose to believe that Ger has given them a little bit of the old magic with his monster fingers, a little magic touch, and that's what leads to their careers, flying off into greatness. That's how I choose to believe it.
He knew we could only handle like 10%, and so he's been giving the percentages away secretly as Ham the entire time. I'm going through his list to see what else he was in.
It's like the Martin Short being a secret prince headcanon. I also believe that Ger has a little bag of magic powder, little magic pixie dust that he's just
and he just kind of sprinkles. Cube 2, I think there's a couple people in Cube 2 that have gone on to be in other things. Oh, he's with in American Psycho 2, All American Girl.
Oh, Shatner and Mila Kunis.
Yeah, and Mila Kunis. I'm going through the the list real quick. Isn't he? No, Trilogy of Terror. I don't think he's with any. But isn't the Alfred Hitchcock one? I think he's with somebody who goes on to be more famous. Oh, anyway, I just know it's definitely a thing. Like it's definitely a characteristic for him. A characteristic.
TM.
Yes. I'll have to make a list. I'm like trying to remember all these things now because we've watched so many things. Oh, and also his first one, Deadly Harvest, with
what's her name? Yeah.
yes,
Samantha,
the lady from Sex and the City.
Her name is, I never remember it. No, come on, Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, so he was with Kim Cattrall, and then
but that's so I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5 raised eyebrows, because he didn't have enough time to do any of his huge, but we had his one very specific characteristic, which is I will play opposite someone who will go on to have a very successful movie /TV career. Yeah.
So I rate this for enjoyability, and I don't know. I didn't dislike it. I wouldn't be like, no, don't watch it. I don't know how I feel about it. Like it was like, as we said, it's a 70s thing. So it doesn't want you to feel happy or hopeful or have any ideas for how to fix problems. It just wants to go, there are problems, period. And then curtain call. So, but there is a woman who menaces a man with her naked butt. There is a little boy with ducks in his pants. I mean, I don't know what else you could ask for out of a TV program, honestly. So, and as we said, there is a definitely homoerotic relationship with a young naked Martin Short in a canoe. So based on all of those things, I'm going to give it a solid 6.75.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I like the incremental star.
Yeah.
It's not really 6.5. It's not really 7. So
it's a 6.75. Yeah. And wait, you do raised eyebrows. I don't remember what I do.
Sloppy wet kisses.
That's right. Sloppy wet kisses. 6.75 sloppy wet kisses out of 10. And before we go, as a reminder to our audience, we are still trying to raise money. Our goal, $100 American.
100 American.
I really feel like we can handle it. I am putting from the last episode onward, I am putting in our show notes exactly how to reach the website to send us cold hard cash. So if you could click on those links, that would be real good. You can buy a t-shirt. That would be fun, with a dog with either wings or no wings. And I've laid out which is which. Also, we have a GoFundMe link, which should be clickable on its own. But I think if you go to the t-shirt page and you're like, actually, I'd like to give more money, I think the GoFundMe is actually linked through there. Hopefully, if it's not, let me know. So you can either donate money just out of the goodness of your heart, or if you donate money and you do your little 5K walk and send us proof at gercangetit@gmail.com. There's no reason to not know that email address. Again, it's gercangetit@gmail.com. If you send us $30 American and proof that you walked your happy ass for 5K, we will enter you in to win a raffle prize. And as we have said before, I think our listening audience is 10 people or fewer. So if you listen and you donate $30, I feel like there's a really good chance you're going to get a raffle prize. So,
I mean, it's fair.
Yeah. If there's only 5 names in the hat and only one person, and there's more than 5 prizes, you're going to get something. So, as we said before, we have signed posters of us, which you're going to get whether you like or not. We have 2 sets of the CDs for the show. One is wrapped, one is not wrapped. We have a cassette for the show, which is kind of fun, like an audio cassette, which is neat. And I was digging through my pile of Forever Night ephemera and etc. And I realized that I have 2 scripts from the show. I don't remember which ones. I'll put them in the show note. They are signed by various cast members. So I will put that up, even if that encourages people to donate some money. If anyone wants to win a signed Forever Night script, that's kind of a big deal. Not even a signed by us poster, which again, you have no choice. You will be accepting a signed
You
poster
will
of
be-
us.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Correct.
signed by actual celebrities who were on TV and beloved by people, including you, maybe. I'm pretty sure both of them are signed by Ger. I'm like 90% sure, but I'll put up pictures. I'll make a little post on the Instagram. So again, you could get a hat. You could get some CDs. Maybe a cassette if you want. You could get 2 different scripts. And I don't remember if there's anything else in the pile of goodies. I'll keep adding to it. Or you could buy yourself a t-shirt. And if anyone's like, oh, I love the picture on the t-shirt, but I wish it were a coffee mug or a tote bag, you just hit me up and I will make that happen for you. Because it turns out I can on Bonfire, but I'm a little lazy. I haven't done that yet. But if you're like, that's the only thing that's stopping me from donating money to the MS Society of Canada, it's because it's not on a fucking mouse pad. You let me know and I will make that mouse pad happen for you. Okay? So donate. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep the Bonfire page up as long as Bonfire will let me keep a page up. So if it's like 20 years from now, post American Apocalypse, and you're like, I think it'd be fun to have a shirt from this podcast that existed before America was a big vaporized hole, do that.
Yeah.
And send whatever currency they're using in Canada at that point to Canada. And my ghost will thank you. So on that note, donate. Okay. Thank you. Bye, friends.
Bye.